Hey guys! It's summer and it's sunflower season, so I thought of making something special for the occasion. I've been working on these paper quilling sunflower brooches and I think they turned out really cute, and they're actually easier to make than it looks. So let me show you how they're made. For this project I used quilling slotted tools, a pair of scissors, a paintbrush, some regular white glue, a quilling dome ruler, and hooks or pins, however they are called, for the back of the brooch. You can find links to some of the supplies in the description box below. I used 1mm wide paper strips. Both black and yellow are the same length, but they are of different weight. I think you can also use 1.5mm or 2mm if it's too hard for you to work with 1mm paper strips. Okay, so I start by making the center of the sunflower. I used 4 paper strips and a half to make it. I'm using my slotted toothpick because it makes a smaller hole in the center of the coil. Insert the paper strip in the slotted tool, like you see me doing here, and start rolling. When you reach the end, add another paper strip and continue rolling. You don't need to add any glue. Repeat this step with all the remaining paper strips. When you have reached the end, add a small dot of glue to seal the paper quilling coil. Then, use the quilling dome ruler to give the coil a dome shape. You can also use any small round object you have around the house to shape your coil. Afterwards, add some glue on the inside of the coil and let it dry well. The next step is making the petals of the sunflower. For this, I cut my paper strip in half and I use the halves to make petals. So take the first half, insert it in the slotted tool and start rolling. When you reach the end, don't add any glue, but first remove it from your quilling tool. Then let the coil loosen just a little bit between your fingers, like you see me doing here. And after this, add a small dot of glue to prevent the coil from further loosening. Okay, once you have done this, you can start shaping the coil into a petal. After shaping, add a layer of glue on the back side of the petals and then let them dry. When they're almost completely dry, you can shape them a little bit again. Then make more petals. I used between 20 and 22 petals for each brooch. Now, for the back of the brooch, you will need a green piece of paper, preferably over 100 GSM weight. You will glue all the elements of the brooch on this paper, and this is how I made it. I used the center of the brooch to trace out a circle, like so. Then I drew another circle around the first circle. Afterwards, I drew some triangles around the outer circle, like you see here. When you have finished drawing, start cutting around the lines. I also used an eraser to rub off some of the pencil marks. Make sure not to completely erase the center inner circle because you will use it as a guideline when you glue the petals. Okay, so now comes the fun part of actually putting the elements of the brooch together. Start by gluing the first layer of petals. Make sure to glue them just a little bit inside that first inner circle so that their tip will be inside that circle. Leave a tiny opening between each petal when you glue them side by side because you're going to glue a second layer of petals on top of these bottom petals in between them. When you have finished gluing this first layer of petals, let them dry for a few minutes. Then you can start gluing the second layer of petals on top of the first layer. Glue each petal between two petals from underneath, like you see me doing here. Once you have finished this part, again, let the petals stick well for a few minutes. Now you can proceed to gluing the center of the sunflower like so. And once again, let it dry. Lastly, you can glue the hook or pin of the brooch to the back of the sunflower. I like to let the glue dry for a couple of hours to make sure it sticks well. Now, this is how the brooch looks without any varnish on top of it. You can leave it like this if you prefer, or you can add some varnish on it for more protection and sturdiness. This is what I did, as you can see in the following. So that is pretty much it, guys. I really enjoyed making these brooches. You can also add leaves and stems to them if you like. I have some links below to videos where I show how to make leaves and stems. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments. I greatly appreciate your feedback. Thank you!